Hello, hello. I'm Lisa Williams, your Moxie Maven. It's been a while since I've done a tutorial here on YouTube, but boy, Moxie's been on fire the last few months, and they've been doing a lot of updates, so I've had to keep the courses that I have updated with those lessons. So here I am back with a tutorial, and I am digging into the area of Moxie that was most affected by this recent update, and that is project templates, project management, tasks, subtasks, that piece. So project management, we're going to look at project templates. So we're going to create a project template and look at what that looks like in a client dashboard. Like how can we add that project to a client and what that looks like. So first of all, to get to your project templates, you're going to go to over on the left-hand side when you hover, you're going to click on projects and you will see project templates. I have a quick links area. So I've added several areas of Moxie to my quick links. So that's where I'm at here is my quick links and project templates, but you will go to projects and then click on project templates and you should be here. Now, depending on where you are in Moxie, you may or may not have some projects in here, uh, that you're already using. So let's look at how do we add a new project template. So right over here on the right hand side, you simply click add template and it will bring up your uh, package that you're going to create. So um, these are your project templates are for your bigger services. They're for your, for us, we're web designers in a web design and marketing studio. So we have web design project is big. You'll see if I, over in my little highlighted area, I have a branding package, really basic branding package. VIP day, we have podcast transcription. I'm actually in the middle of uh, editing and changing, updating some of my project templates. So we have a email marketing package, etc. So you will want to add your package name here, your service name, your project name. It's all the same thing. I know, it can drive you a little nuts sometimes. But anyways, so let's just do, I'm just going to put big web design project. Okay, so now you have a project name. And what I'm going to say is that over here on the left-hand side is you'll see over here on the left in my little shaded area, you'll see where it says contact first. That is a little pro tip. You can add this token. You have to actually type it in here. But once you type it a couple times, you'll remember it. Contact first, big web design project. And what this does is when I add this project to a client's dashboard, to a client account, either manually or via a workflow automation or an agreement, then I I have the first name. It will populate their first name. So it will say Rachel web design product, Mary web design product or project. So it's kind of neat. It's just a little. It will help you keep things organized in your system so that you're not seeing a bunch of projects that just say web design project. Then you have to, try to guess whose it is. So anyways. So that's a little pro tip. You can add this token in there. There's no selection or anything. You just add it there. And then the project type. Now, project types are new. Project types you'll also find under that project tab. Project types are simply just adding a project type and it has specific statuses to it for your project. So this is, I'm going to use web design project. And you'll see when I add the tasks in a minute that my statuses are for web design project. And my default project, so the default project that I have here is just very simple. All it has is not started, in progress, and completed. So you can have various project types depending on the projects that you're doing. So we only have two right now. I have a default one that I use for certain things, and then a web design project. That is really the only service that we have that where people come in new. We don't do other services where I need other types of project types or project templates or I mean, not project templates, but inquiry forms and things. So I just have the one project type, but you will find the project types in your project settings. So you can go set that up. Super simple. So once I choose the web design project, the project type, then I have my overview. Now the client portal access is you can have overview only and not visible at all. But if this is a project that you're going to be working with clients with, you probably want it visible at least. The most common is read-only project collaboration. And that means that they can't do anything to mess anything up. They only the tasks that are assigned to them can they interact with. And now we can show all tasks, which I'm not going to do that. I don't need for the client to see all of the other tasks that I'm doing. And especially if you have team members that are helping you, that are, working on various pieces of the project, clients don't need to see every task. They only need to see the tasks associated with them or assigned to them. I'm sorry. So it's going to be read only, and they will only see the tasks that they're assigned. Okay. So then, if you want the time worked, and then our web design project is a fixed price, and I typically put our average, which is actually, there we go, that's our average web design. Now this is just a template. So when you go to use this template, when you go to use this project for a client, you can edit all of this when you either manually add it to a client, or if you're sending an agreement and you're including that project in the agreement, you can change the pricing and you can change other things. Okay, so this is just our average price. It's just our template. So now what we're going to do is click on tasks. Now we're going to add the tasks for this project. So first of all, when you add the task, this is the high level task. So what is the first thing? I need to plan and prepare. Okay, so I need to plan and prepare. Like, we're just starting the project. I need to get all my ducks in a row. I can give a description of this. The status, if I look at the statuses, these are the statuses in my web design project type. Okay, so I'm going to leave it as not started. I'm going to assign it to myself. So it's assigned to myself. This is due. It's going to be due 1 week after the project starts. I'm not really paying too much attention to the due dates here, but this is 1 week, or you could do days or months, 1 week after start. Okay, so now up at the top, we have subtasks. This is where we're going to add subtasks for this task. What do I have to plan and prepare? Well, I have to, when I click on subtasks and add a task, it will pop up. Well, I have to create folders. I'm going to show you our regular web design, like our for real web design project template in just a minute, but I'm just walking through this. So I'm not really thinking too much about it. Create folders for client. Okay, I have Google Drive folders that I create a folder, and then I create folders within that, whatnot. So this is going to be not started. This is also assigned to me. Now I can put a due date that I want to do this right away. So I'm going to do this 1 day after the project starts. So this is from the start of the project, whenever that day is. This will be due 1 day after. Okay. Then I'm going to click save, and I'm going to add another subtask, and I'm going to put create subdomain. We need it. We design, when we start a web design project, it goes on a subdomain. We do all the things before we put it on a regular domain, right? So create subdomain. The status is not started. However, this is assigned to my husband, okay? Because he does all that. He takes care of all our hosting, maintenance, server, all that stuff. Okay, so it is assigned to him. So this is due 1 day after the start of the project. Okay, I want to be able to get in the subdomain as soon as I can. Okay, so that is due 1 day. So you'd continue doing this, adding your subtask for this one task. Click save. So now I have my first task is plan and prepare 1 week after start, and it has 2 subtasks. Okay. Now let me just make a side note. If you have projects that already have tasks before this update, if you had projects, if you've been using Moxie for a little while and you have projects and they come before and they were set up before this update, you will have to go in and change them. You'll have to go in and fix them. Let me show you. So let me just save this. Let me show you down here. One of these is, here's a Learn Dash course setup, okay? Here's my tasks. You can see I've already started changing this. This has these different tasks, but it says no subtasks in them, and I know there are subtasks. So when I click on one, these to-dos down here used to be subtasks. So before the update to this project management piece of Moxie, fantastic. But before the update, our subtasks were here. It said subtasks. It didn't say to-dos, it said subtasks. Well, the subtasks were here, and I couldn't do anything really with them. They were just really checkboxes, right? So they're not gone. Your subtasks aren't gone, but they need to be edited. So you'll have to move these tasks. I just copy and paste. I just copied them, come over here to subtask, add a subtask, and I just copied and pasted them. Okay, so that's what you're going to have to do. So let me now show you our for real web design project template. Here's our web design project template. I have the project type and show only assigned tasks, all what we just talked about. But here are my tasks. So these are the 6 phases that we have, basically. Plan and prepare is at phase 1 all the way through launch, okay? And this has a 6-week timeline. So I've got my big tasks that have due dates. And if you have a longer timeline, then you can adjust. If you have some web design projects or really whatever industry you're in, if you have kind of different levels or different timelines, you can create a project for each one of those timelines. So if I had a web design project that was, 8 weeks or 10 weeks, if it was really involved, I could create a project template that have that timeline. And then if I have the shorter one, maybe a week or something, I could create a project template for that. So if you have varying timelines, you can create separate projects. I would create the largest one first, and then you can scale down. Just duplicate the template, and then you can scale down. So anyways, here's our 6 tasks, or 6 big tasks. Within each of these tasks are subtasks. So when I click on this, I have our description. This is the phase 1 is due 5 days after start. My subtasks are here. Here's all my subtasks. And then there's the due date for the subtasks. Okay. Now all of these subtasks will show up on your home base, your home screen, home base, where your focus is, where your to-dos are, okay, where your tasks and all of your projects are that are coming up. So these will show up there, your subtasks, as well as the task itself. Okay, so I would have a due date for your tasks because that will keep them in order when you put them into a client. When you add this project to a client, they'll all be in order. Okay, so my subtasks for phase 1. My subtask for phase 2, this is onboarding. Okay, my subtasks, complete strategy questionnaire, look at the status. It is in my status of client task to do, because as soon as this project starts, I need them to do this strategy. I need them to complete this strategy questionnaire. And I want that to show up in a client task to do. That's my status. That means the client will be notified that they have a task to do in their client portal. Okay, so it will, when the project starts, this will automatically go in that status. So you don't have to manually move it there. Okay, so if you have a status that belongs in one of these, if you have a status that maybe it's like for you to, I don't know, the client task is the easiest thing I can come up with. So This is client task. Now I do have client approval, which that's different for me. It's still a client action, but it just means that the client, they need to approve something before I can move on. And I just separated those two out. Okay. So, client task to do. So as soon as this project starts, it's going to be put in that status, which will then immediately notify the client that they have a task that's waiting for them to do. This is not assigned to anyone because there's no one to assign it to. The client is not here. Okay, so I just left that blank. I saved the task itself, the onboarding task to me, or it's assigned to me. The regular task, um, regular tasks, and I missed that. It's assigned to me, but that is just so I can kind of keep track of things, right? But the actual tasks themselves are going to, subtasks are going to go in the client to do. So anyways, you just keep going, and we've got revising and optimizing. I don't have any subtasks there. That's kind of self-explanatory. And when we launch, we do all these things. A lot of these are assigned to my husband. The subtasks are assigned to my husband. So that's that. Now, this is a fixed price monthly. Here's our monthly support project that is recurring, and so on and so forth. Now, you see I have this per item project. This is a little different. It's going to operate a little bit differently, and just let me show you, peek at it real quick. When you add your projects, you have a project fee type. Most of ours are fixed. And if you work by hourly, if this project is going to be billed hourly, like you'll keep track of your time and build hourly, for sure, you can set that there. There's not really a lot of difference between these three, but there is some difference between per item. So when you have per item and you go to your tasks, and this is one I was just playing with. I was actually doing this lesson for my course, the Moxie Maven Academy. I was updating that. So I was just playing with these. So that's why they look kind of funny. But when you add tasks here, you are going to see a pricing, little per item pricing, okay? This one does not have any description because I just added it. It doesn't have a description. Whereas this one, this digital strategy session, has an actual title here because these are line items in your products and services. So products and services is under your accounting in Moxie. So you go over on your left-hand navigation over here on your left-hand side, and it's under accounting. And you can see under this highlighted part, I got products and services. That's where these items are. You add your line items there. So if you add your line items for a specific project that is going to be billed per item, that's where you add it. Okay. So you can also add it. If you look at this here, I would click on select a product, and this is my products and services. Now I don't bill this way. I don't work the per item way. So I don't have any of that listed here, but you could add a product or service right here, and then it would populate in here. So you give it the price and all of that. So that's how you add the per item is this is a general that I have. It's a general line item that I have. So that's why it says general, but you would want to be more specific. So that differs a little in how your projects are going to operate. Okay. Now let's go take a look at Rachel Green. She has a web design project going on. Not really, but you know what I mean. So here's her web design project now. You can see how it says Rachel web design project. So that's because I have that token, that the contact first name token. I have that there. So it says Rachel web design project, and it has some information here. Now I've been playing with this as I've been updating lessons for the Academy. But if I click on web design project, I have some of my information. Okay, there's my information. Here's a bit of information about the project. A lot of this came from, in fact, all of it came from the template. Okay, so you set all of this up except the start date and the due date. The start date is when I added the project to Rachel. Okay, the due date is based on my timeline in the project template. So 6 weeks from this date is February 25th. Okay. You can have project owners if you'd like, if you want to. Okay. If you have people in there, but I don't do that yet. But anyways, you can have project owners now. Okay. So everything here is still the same. But now when I click in my tasks, I see all of my tasks right here. I used to look at my tasks in a Kanban, and you still can. Look at them in a Kanban, you can see a lot of things. You can see that this has 5 subtasks, 8 subtasks, okay? But I have to slide like this, and I'm using my trackpad where mostly I use my mouse on my laptop. I have to slide. So I now look at it with the table because there's so much more you can see now than you could before in the table. So what you're looking at is I have part of it not started, part of the project is not started yet, the task. Some are in progress, one is in progress, and these 2 are completed. Okay, so phase 1 and phase 2 are completed. But if I look at them, I can see, you know, what's in there still. I can open them up still, but these are completed. My in progress, so I see that I'm waiting on the client for, I don't know, heading sizes and color. I don't know, maybe I was asking, I'm just waiting for them to kind of look at, give me something, give me some colors or something. I don't know, I was just playing with this. But you can have these in different, this is in progress, the button styling in progress. So these are things in the design. These are just kind of like big picture things that I do in the design, in the first part of the design. Okay, I'm getting everything set up. I'm designing the home page and the sub page, just kind of, and then they're going to have their revision. Okay, so I can add a subtask from here if I need to. So even though this is a project template, I've used the template. Maybe as I'm working through this project with Rachel, I need to add another subtask. So it might be I just click on subtask and then I can add a new subtask just for Rachel. Doesn't affect the client or the template at all. Okay. So I just have a subtask and this is assigned to me and it's going to be due the 30th. I don't know. I'm just like throwing things out here. Let's see, the 17th. Okay. So I can add these subtasks to this project right from here. Okay. Now, if you click on a few of them, like if I click on all of these, which I don't know if I would do that or not, but maybe I'm going to click on a few of them and I've selected 4 tasks. You'll see this little window pop up and you can do some bulk editing. So I could change the status of these. I could assign them. I could set a due date for all 4 of these tasks that I have selected. So you can do some bulk editing with that. Okay. But all of my tasks are here. Fantastic. I can open up my task right from here. So I'm opening it up. I can see any files, I can see any comments, and all of my subtasks right here. And I can even open my subtask from here. Your comments on all of your tasks, you can write a comment. So you can write a comment. You can make that comment private. So now it's private. You can see it's really self-explanatory, but when I'm writing the comment, I can make it private. And then just you hit the little comment there and it'll pop down here. Now I made this comment and it is yellow because it is private. And then I could write this public comment and then I enter or hit the little thing. And this is a public comment so everybody can see this comment. So you can do that on all your tasks and subtasks. So if I click on my subtask and I open up my subtask, I have some of the same, right? I have the same. I can add a file, my overview, give a description. I can fill in some things here. If you're using tickets, you can manage that here. But I'm going to save it both. And now I've added a comment over here. There are 2 comments on this task. So when I click on the comments, I can see both comments. I can reply to here. Okay, fantastic. So this is what it looks like as you're going through the project. You can get to everything from just this one table screen. Now there are the other views. You've got a calendar view and then the timeline, which some people really like this timeline, but I don't work too well off of this timeline. And then the Kanban and of course the table, okay? You do have settings for this, so you can change, like if I take the rank and priority off, I'm not going to see that. So you can adjust some settings in here. But it all starts, just to wrap this up, it all starts back in your project templates right here. Your project templates, when you're adding your templates, you've got to make sure that you have all the I's dotted and the T's crossed. So our web design project, again, I've got all the information here. I've got my project type, my tasks. I've got my task with the subtasks. Here are my subtasks with due dates, all of that. So it's going to take you a minute to get this set up, but then you can use it for every client who needs this project. All right, you can either manually add it to their dashboard, to their account. You can manually add it, or you can add it via a workflow automation, or send it in an agreement. You're sending an agreement and you're adding this project into the agreement itself. So they're going to say, yes, I want this. And they're going to submit the agreement and it will create the project automatically for you. Okay. So hope this has been helpful. Check the description below. I would love to have you join me in either, you have 3 options to join me in a free masterclass that I have. Gives you an hour, quick overview, quick getting in there of the first 6 things that you need to do to set up your Moxie. I have a starter course and then also the Moxie Maven Academy. All fantastic. Take a look in the description. Links are there. And join me at yourmoxiemaven.com. And I will see you around. Bye-bye.